Hi, and it's a chat with John Hey, Budgie, are you ready?
Ready? Ready? Say, Budgie lad! I'm always ready. I'm always ready, Ken. Yes, I'm ready for you.
Brilliant.
I'm ready.
Fantastic.
I'm ready to hammer you, Campbell.
Well, that's good because we've got 3 topics, and I know these 3 topics are very important. 2 are really close to you. 1 is going to get a bit heated. So let's start off. So let's start off, Budgie. Lionel Messi, Barcelona. What's your take on the whole situation?
Well, I told you last year, sell him. Did I say that, Kevin? Did I say that, Campbell?
You did.
I did. Sell him. You know, now they've ended up giving him away for now. Okay, he's 34, but he was terrible bad management by Barcelona. You take 50 million. I said 400 million. You said he'll never get that for a 34-year-old. That's what you said. Is that right?
That's right.
That's
and
right.
What did they get, Budgie?
They got out.
Exactly. So I'm correct. You're wrong.
Out. No, but last year they should have used their brains. They knew they were struggling for money last year. No crowds because of this coronavirus. He's still the best player in the world.
So how
you cannot give your assets away.
Without him, Budgie, they don't do nothing.
It's like Facebook giving me away. They're giving the best asset away.
Budgie, you're still in lockdown jail out there. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, it's getting better. It's okay.
You're still in jail. So, Budgie, let's talk real serious. We know Barcelona are heavily in debt.
Yeah, billions.
And Messi even tried to do a deal to take only 50% of his wages. Now, they couldn't even do the deal there.
For that. So it must have been on awful, it must have been on £1 million a week. Something like that. It must have been on £1 million a week.
Well, I don't know what he was on, Budgie, but he was on a big... When you're the best player in the world, Budgie, you're well paid.
You're very, very well paid. You see lads 150,000 playing in the Premier League, and I'm better. Now, £150,000 a week. I'm thinking, what? You know, when I was playing, there were 10 times better players than them. You know, being playing as soft as you know.
Go and say it. Yeah. It's all right.
Yeah, shite.
Soft as shite. Budgie, we're gonna get to Arsenal at the end because I just think they're so soft. It's incredible.
It's not just Arsenal; it's bloody all over the world. You know, I watch Grealish going down. You know, he's going down and just flipping, falling over. You know, it goes down every time he gets touched. Well, let's get back to Messi. At least Messi doesn't do that.
Yeah.
I'll give Messi his due. You know, you can clout him and you can bang him, and the lad will still get up. And he was still, Kevin, the best player in the world. He's still the strongest player in the world on the ball in the last third. Because that's what you need.
Yeah.
You know, you need somebody like him in the last third. The way the game's been played, the way Barcelona play now, you know, you need somebody like him, and there isn't anybody there. There's nobody there in Barcelona now who can do what Lionel Messi did.
Well, so Budgie, do you think PSG now are favourites for the Champions League?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do. You know, with the people, Mbappe up front and Neymar up front, bloody hell, Kevin, they can flip in, they can destroy you in the last third. People who can beat people in the box.
Dribble and beat people,
Beat people in the box in the last third. I hated people. Somebody running at you in the last third of the field. Oh, Kevin, it's awful. They'll be Champions League favourites.
Yeah.
But it's all money. It's all about money.
Yeah, it is, Budgie. You know? So what's your thoughts? What do Barcelona do this season? How do you reckon they'll have a good season without Messi? They had a good win. They had a good start to the season.
I put a curse on. I put a curse on the Spanish league, Kevin. When I got kicked out, I cursed them, and now I look at Real Madrid, and I think, oh, even though they've got Hazard who can do things, he can do messy things in the back in the middle third, last third. Now, I think it's got to be Paris Saint-Germain to kill everybody, because I look at the teams in England and I think, who can manage that? Who can have a front three like that?
I mean, you look at Man United, you look at Chelsea, who Lukaku's just gone to. They're going to be very strong. They're the current holders. You look at Manchester City. They're out to try and get Kane. They're desperate for a striker.
They just let that game go last week, Kevin. They let that game go last week. The first game of the season, Tottenham Hotspur. Where do you fit Harry Kane in? I'm just waiting for any minute now. It's coming on television. Harry Kane's moved to Manchester City. Yeah. They've got that game out the way. Yeah. They've got that game out the way. They're going to be halfway through seasons before they meet again. Up at City. Yeah, he's going to go for sure. He's going to go to Manchester City for sure. And Pep Guardiola, that bugger, he's spent £1 billion. Could he do? And I'm going to ask you a question, from the lad at Eddie Howe at Bournemouth. Could he do what he did?
I don't think so, because Pep needs to buy.
Not a chance. They talk about him being the best coach in the world. Bloody hell, he's had Messi's and Neymar's and all the players in Barcelona. He's gone to Bayern Munich and he's spent fortunes. These people, these managers that spend fortunes, Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola, Thomas Tuchel, they're all big money spenders, and players win games, Kevin. It isn't managers' tactics. There's too much talk about managers' tactics now, Kevin. There's far too much. And it's the players on the field that win damn games.
Budgie,
football.
Listen, I often say, Budgie, here's what I say. A manager can train you and set the game plan as much as you like. But it's the players, when they cross that line, they're the ones who have to execute. And you know what? Fans, it's like the fans don't believe what I'm telling them. They don't understand.
Yeah, because they're these fans now, because of social media, they are cloned to think, 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, blah, blah, blah. Everything changes, a 4-4-2. Every when you're running, you've only got to run back another 10 yards, and it's a 4-4-2.
Yeah.
You can stop the game at any time and say, where's the 4-4-3-3, that they're playing? That is crap. That is crap. It's the players on the bloody field that win and lose games. It's a player's skill. If you can head that ball, get the bloody ball in. And it's the modern day football which we're going on to now. Is that all right? Is that with you?
Listen, we're on it now. We're on it. We're moving nice and smooth, Budgie.
It drives me bloody crazy. I watched Singapore because I was employed by Singapore national team. I watched the Singapore Premier League now every bloody week. I watch 3 games a week, and they are trying to play what stupid bloody Guardiola has started, playing across your own 6-yard box, losing the ball. You can't get out. Premier League players can't get it out of their own half, playing like that. Now, Pep Guardiola set off a bloody trend, and I'm thinking, no, don't do that. Don't do it. It's okay if you can put your ball down and you can roll it in the lad's 30 yards away and get his head up twice and have a look to see who's going to pick out. Yeah. And people think, that's not the way to play. That isn't the way to play. You play for bloody safety, because I'll tell you why, Kevin. If you lose the bloody ball in the back third of the field, and how many goals do you see conceded now? Millions, one every week. And you know what it means? People like you who strikers, once you've conceded a stupid bloody goal behind, You've got to get two.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to get two in this modern day football when, when the ball comes up to you very slowly.
Yeah, that was how Everton conceded it. They were messing about at the back, got robbed.
Yeah.
Armstrong went through, and it was a great finish. Great that Everton came back, but to put yourself behind like that, Budgie, is crazy.
In that position, you've got to score. If you concede a stupid goal, giving the goalkeeper trying to be flipping Maradona, or trying to be a flipping great player. If there's trouble, okay. And when I was at Crystal Palace, and you used to watch me as a kid, I never kicked many balls, because I never. But if the ball came in from that left wing, I was looking for my left back to start running, and I'd fling it to the left back.
And what a left back he was, Budgie.
Yeah,
Kenny Sansom. Fantastic.
Yeah. If he came in from the right, I'd take it. I'd throw it out to Paul Inslewood on the right. Yeah. And he'd get his head up and he'd run 30, 40 yards and he'd be in there half. That is playing out of the back.
Yeah.
If they back off and, they're frightened of you because we were top of the league at that time, I'd give it Jim Cannon and he could turn around and he could go up. But there wasn't playing east to west all the time, which I see now. And you know what that enables people to do, Kevin?
Bank up.
To people to get back, 4 across the back, maybe 5. 4 in midfield, maybe 5. Bloody hell, Kevin.
The wall.
The wall. You cannot. You need a Lionel Messi. You need a Neymar. You need a flipping. You need these kind of people who can dribble and do great things. If you can't afford them, like Pep Guardiola, who started this crap off, if you can't afford them, don't do it. Play the Leicester way, where you get the ball. Casper gets the ball, rolls it out. He gets it out to Harvey Barnes. He runs 30, 40 yards, and he runs through the midfield. He runs through the middle third. And he gets there. Or he sees Jamie Vardy, he's drawing players then, Bob, into Jamie Vardy, three passes to go. Stats in our days, Kevin, we used to say, they were there, stats were there. Not like they are now on computer, but if you could get the ball from the defensive third to the last third and have a shot at goal in less than 5 passes, you have a better chance of
scoring a goal. Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
that's right. Now it's 45 passes and you go nowhere.
The goalkeeper gets more bloody back. He gets more touches than the striker. The goalie now. He's sticking his foot on it and he's pulled it back and he's popping out the red and he puts it out. I think, for Christ's sake, people are paying money. People are paying money to watch that shite.
Yeah, Budgie. Listen.
Because of my attitude, Kevin. Because of my attitude, people think I'm crazy, and they think when it's just not long ball, English long ball. It isn't a long ball. It's fast passing.
It's a long pass or a fast pass. Yeah, it is.
You pass up to the striker and the midfield player running beyond the striker into the back. Yeah, into the striker, back to the midfield. Another midfield player running in behind.
Up, back and through. Up, back and through. Yeah, up, back and through.
Back and through. We don't see a Frank Lampard anymore. We never see a Terry McDermott anymore. Who's running on behind the striker. You were pulling the centre half.
You show centre half comes out the hole and the centre midfield runs beyond. So hard to defend. So hard to defend.
We see that now. We watched Modric when we worked from Facebook. We watched Modric. He has the most bloody touches. His ball retention is unbelievable. He never flipping. He gets the ball. He gives it to Kurt where he gets it back. Bloody hell! And teams are set up. When you have a great player like Glenn Hoddle and Gary Lineker, where Glenn would get it and he could thread it through a needle. He'd get it, and it wasn't a big old crack up there. Go on, Kevin, all that. It wasn't that, or flick that on. It was
Quality pass.
precision.
Yeah, quality
North
pass.
to south, north to south, and that is what the supporters and the spectators
Want to
pay
see.
for.
That's what they want to see.
You go and see bloody for goals. You don't go to see how many bloody pass completion the flipping midfield players done. Which, you know, this is all crap nowadays.
Yeah, but Budgie, I honestly think sometimes it's like empty calories. All these passes are empty calories because it doesn't get you where you want to be. We, as a footballer, as a striker, I want the ball in and around the box. And the quicker we can get it there, the better.
Yeah, I can remember Alan Shearer going and digging David Ginola, right? David Ginola, he'd get it on the left wing, right?
Yeah.
He'd do this, and he'd do that, and he'd do this, and he'd do... And it, you know, Shearer was making his runs. He was making his runs like the other striker. He's trying to get in front. You know, he's got in training in Maiden Castle in Durham. You know, I remember him. Get that fucking ball in.
No, he's got to. Yeah, he's got to.
And the French and the French mentality. Shearer's boop, smashed him. Get the bloody ball in. He never flipping arsehole about again. You know, he'd come on the left wing, he'd shove on your left and put it on the right, and it went.
Well, the quicker it can come in, the better. And yeah. For a striker, when you know it's gonna come in, it's easy. You know, you just make your move. I think Rafa Benitez has got Everton playing that way at the moment because you don't really see it much, Budgie. But Dominic Calvert-Lewin thrives on crosses. There ain't many players like him. So now they're getting Damare Gray and Townsend and Dina and everyone to whip balls in. Richarlison. It looks really good.
It thrives on the through ball if you're quick, or crosses if you're strong and big.
Yeah.
You know, if the ball doesn't bloody come in, if it's cutbacks and it's playing it east to west, as I call it.
Yeah,
you know,
across, side to side. Yeah.
But where do you go now? Your striking, the ball didn't come in. Where do you go?
Well, you're stuck. You're Budgie. As a striker, you're stuck because everything is in front of you. When really, I want to be looking at you, Budgie, knowing the ball's coming in, so I can finish.
I can get in front and drag you in behind.
Right, you know? And you're the goalkeeper. I want to be able to look at your eyes. The more times I get to look at your eyes, I know I've got more chance of scoring. But with my back to you, you're happy.
Let me ask you a question. These days, football, where the wingers got half a yard, whipped it in, fullbacks, he came back and he whipped it in. These days, where would you be now? Where would you be now? Would you be going flipping loopy-loo? You know, if the strikers...
Budgie, I've said it before, Budgie. If I was playing in the Arsenal team, for instance, because we're gonna move. But we're gonna move on to Arsenal because I think it's really important. Right. We touch on because Arteta was with Pep Guardiola.
Yes.
And he's kind of wanting to play the same way.
He hasn't got the money.
But if I was a striker, Budgie, in this Arsenal team, I'd be fighting.
You'd be bagging people.
I'd be bagging people because you know what? It's making me look bad all the time.
You look a bad player.
Yeah, it makes the strikers look bad because there's no early ball.
But these people, these supporters now, when these younger generation who have been cloned into that by bloody Pep Guardiola, you know, this is modern day football. This is the new way. You know, is there a new way? There is no new way. The new way is win.
Yes.
Win.
Winning cures everything, Budgie.
When you look at Manchester City, Tottenham on Saturday, you know, one ball, they caught them on the break. And they have got Grealish, they've got Sterling, they've got Mahrez, they've got all the bloody best players in the world, you know, and they still lost. because Tottenham was set up for them. They out-battled them.
Budgie, that's the thing I wanna stick on. What you've just set it up so nicely. Let's talk about the battle, Budgie.
Yes.
You know, when both teams are trained, both teams are prepared, but when you cross that white line, Budgie, can you please explain to people who are going to be watching this what it's like as a pro, one-on-one, you against your opponent all over the pitch?
Well, that's what it is, Kevin. That's what football is. It's 11 against 11. And if you're winning, if you were beating the centre half, if you were jumping into him, you're knocking the ball down in the 6-yard box, you're beating him in the air every time. If the wingers are beating the fullbacks, you know, every time and crossing the ball in, that's the battle.
Yeah.
That's it. And if you get 8 or 9 people winning their battles on the field, you win the bloody game.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's here.
Yeah.
People don't think, you know, people nowadays, you know, because of the rule changes it's getting a little bit better. Referees this season, you know, the first game last week, they let the game flow.
Which was good. Which was good.
But they've been under audit for the last 3 or 4 years. Oh, if there's a little touch, there's a little, you know, book him, you've got to do. And the referees have been scrutinised and fined and everything, been pulled off games. Now it's coming back. We're losing this modern day game, as they're called, you know, because of Leicester City's success, you know, Leeds' success. We're getting the ball forward better.
Yeah.
You know, quicker. And, you know, these Spanish coaches, these fantastic Spanish coaches, and I put on, how can Pep Guardiola, how can Jose Mourinho, how can Thomas Tuchel persuade their bosses, their chairmen, to spend fortunes, and people like Big Sam, people like Eddie Howe, you know, people like that can't
get a job.
They can't get a bloody job. Yeah, and because there's a Spanish coach, because he's Spanish, he's got a Spanish bloody passport, does that make him better?
Well, Budgie, it's great that you say that, because Brentford on Friday, did you watch the game, Budgie?
Yeah, I watched it, yeah.
Brentford on Friday bullied Arsenal.
Yeah, they did.
So can you explain how Arsenal got bullied, and can you explain especially the second goal from that long throw and what Leno...
Hey, Kevin, you know, what was the lad who used to throw it for that long for Stoke, you know, to Crouchy?
Delap.
Who?
Rory Delap.
Rory Delap. You go play against that. Go and tell Pep Guardiola, and you know, John Stones, you go and put Crouchy 6'6", you know, and his elbows, he's putting it in, and then Rory Delap is dropping it on the bloody 6-yard box halfway across, and he could throw it to the back post. You know, now you go and say, you know, pap. You know, it is beautiful, fantastic. But the whole idea is to get the ball in that bloody goal. And it doesn't, that's all the spectators want, is that ball in that goal. Whether it's you're playing against Stoke City, you go to bloody, you had it when Wimbledon.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Manchester City go to Plough Lane now. You know. Can you imagine?
They wouldn't know what's hit them. They wouldn't know what's hit them.
Bang! It's true. No, that is what people want. That's why people I put it on Facebook, and I get thousands of flipping. It's better in the 90s, you know. And I watched the game, Big Match Revisited, and I enjoy watching these games. Sometimes I look at the television now and I think they're good little technical little players, but there's no tackling, and it's the rules. And you know why? Why? It's the bloody Spanish coaches that have come to, and they've persuaded the blooming FAs, you know, to bring in these rules. There's nothing like I don't mean dirty tackle. I don't mean over the top.
But you've got to compete, Budgie.
Got to
Budgie,
compete.
so Budgie, let me get back to the question. How does Brentford out battle Arsenal?
You know, and because Arteta is the prodigal son of Pep Guardiola, who's trying to make Arsenal play like Manchester City, who have got not a million, £1 billion worth of players.
Talent,
right? Yeah. Arteta hasn't got that class. He hasn't got that bank balance. He can't go and say, give me 100 million. You know, to the owners are from America.
America, Cronkies, yeah.
Yeah, give me £1 billion. You know, piss off.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you get. You know, get out. You're supposed to be a fantastic coach. Do it. You know, that's what I'm saying. I'd like to have seen Pep Guardiola go to the Arsenal and Arteta stay at Manchester City. You know, that would.
I don't even think Pep Guardiola could have done anything with us because we're not good enough. Arsenal's not good enough. So, Budgie, can you explain that second goal? You know, with the long throw and the goalkeeper, because what would you have done? What would you have done? You've got the defender trying to.
I'll tell you. Right. The goalkeeper got, you know, it was just stood in front of him. I don't know. It was
the big centre half was trying to block him off.
Yeah, well, that's
part of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's part of the game. You don't start pushing him like that. The goalkeeper's getting mixed up, you know, with the centre half, right? It was him who blocked him off. He could have gone and punched it, but he got blocked off. Don't pull away from him. Stand on the side of him. Get away from him. Now, and then you've got to run. You can have 2 steps. You know, the centre back, if he's going to jump in front of you, then you have 2 steps. You know, 1, 2, and you stick your knee right in his bloody spine.
Everything
you know,
goes. Yeah.
Boom. Yeah, and hey, you know, and you tell the referee, this is what I'd be doing. You know, this is what it's coming straight in front of me. Ref, he's trying to block me. Ref, look, ref, look. Now they fight his mouth like bloody kids. On a school, you know, can you imagine me? I would try to get away from him. Ref, he's going to block me. He's going to foul me to get into the ball. You affect the referee's mind right away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's professional. That's being professional.
Or your dad my trick, Kevin. You know, when, you know, they had my trick. Yeah, they had my trick. You know, if they come and stood on me like that, it's harder to get away with now because there's more cameras. You know, in the back of my boots, Kevin, right? And the two studs, I used to file them. They're like arrowheads.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd look at the referee, I'd look at the linesman, and I'd look at him, and all of a sudden, as soon as he stood there, bang, right on his metatarsal. Right there. Oh! Right on his metatarsal, a little short jab. You know, I did it to Osvaldo Lardiles in Southampton. You know, broke his metatarsal. You know, and they sacked me when he came to Newcastle. Another contract. Yeah, that doesn't happen now.
No, but I just think the goalkeeper has to take charge of that long throw coming into the 6-yard box.
Yes, I agree. But you don't get mixed up with him. If he stood there, you don't push up the back of him like that.
Yeah.
You come off. So you can have a run.
Yeah.
And you can bump. And you can get your fist at it, you punch it away. You know, and you stick your knee right in his back. And that's what I used to love, Kevin.
Yeah.
When the people like that, they use, oh! You know, I still love it.
Yeah, I've had a knee in the back of you already, Budgie. Don't worry about that. But again, yeah, you took charge of those situations, Budgie.
Yes, but it's the way you take charge. It's experience, you know. And these Spanish lads, these Spanish goalies now, they want to go and catch it nicely, and you know they don't want to get banged. There's nothing wrong with the striker or the centre half jumping with you. You've got to jump for the ball, but you've got these.
Go and
You've
clean
got
it
the-
out. Yeah, you've got the gloves. Yeah, you've got the hands. You can use them.
You've got another 2 foot on him.
Yeah.
And you know, if you worked in the gym and your upper body's strong, that's when you put one arm on his bump, you know. And if his 2 teeth stuck in your knuckles when you know you finish, you love it.
Too bad. Yeah, too bad.
Too bad. Too
Yeah.
bad. You shouldn't have got in there.
True.
You know, simple, and that's what he should have done. But goalkeepers these days, Kev, they haven't got that mentality. They haven't got that mentality. They want to. They won't come out. They come out. They do this. They do that. But it's the ball in the air. I see so many. Oh, I can imagine Ron Saunders. And you know, I can remember. I imagine Bob Stoker. If some of them balls, and it would have been me. You know what he'd been telling me. You know, it would. You know what he'd been. And you know what? You can't tell him now, Kev. I've just got my pro license.
Yeah.
You know, I've had it for 25 years, but you have to renew it every 5 years. I've just got it, and you've got to watch. You know, on my computer, the rules and regulations. You know, you cannot do these things now. You can't say these things on as a coach to players. Wipe him out.
No, it's a no-no. Yeah, it's a no-no.
Yeah, stick him in the hospital.
Well, that's the old school shouts. Yeah, that is the old school shout.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
You know, you should be saying, you're saying that to yourself. If he goes by me, you know, I'm telling you what, I'll foul him.
He's going in row Z. Yeah, he's going in row. Yeah.
I don't mean over the top. With this good hard tackle.
Yeah.
A good hard stinking tackle.
Budgie.
And that's what Arsenal. And it's because there's so much money. You know, since 1992 in the Premier League, it's the Spaniards and it's the Spaniards coaching. They're only coming here for the money to wipe it out. If there wasn't the money, they would be back in their own country. They come back for the money, and they've changed the game in England, and they've changed it for the worst. The worst.
Yeah, well,
because that is not the English game. The Spanish game and the Italian game was always defensive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, men behind the ball attack.
Cultural.
Yeah, counter-attack. You know, Spanish game was still Olé!
Tick-a-taka, yeah. Tick-a-taka. Short passing, yeah.
Yeah, it was always, because that's why Barcelona took Terry Venables, you know, and John Cruyff. It was always still there. And what was the English game? Come on.
Crash, bang, wallop, yep.
Yes, and people think it's the long ball. I disagree with the long ball totally. But when you defend well, first of all, you get your defense right, you don't concede a goal. And you got midfield players that run by you. You get it up and and you run harder than them, you tackle harder than them, and you get the ball forward early.
Well, that was Brentford. That was Brentford, and Arsenal couldn't handle it, Budgie.
Old-fashioned English football.
Old-fashioned English football.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
But Arsenal won't like that.
No.
Manchester City won't like that because it is not the Spanish way. It is not the Italians they were ruthless. They were worse than us.
Yeah.
You know, the lads, you know, when I played against the Italians in the Anglo-Italian Cup, they were over the top and elbows and everything.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was worse than us.
Yeah.
That was worse. It was worse than us.
So, Budgie, the overall thought pattern of modern day football is it's a poor man's game, although it's a rich man's toy.
It's a rich man's game, you know. It's a rich man's game because they get fortunes now. They get a lot of money, and I don't blame them.
No, you don't knock them for it. No chance.
I'm not a jealous person. I'm not a jealous person in a way. They can have what they want, but you know, it's not the players so much. It's the rules. It's the rules. There's so many snowflakes. I'll call them snowflakes about now. You know. That's making the players like that. You know, the rules and regulations being changed every 5 minutes. But I'm watching, I hope it's the same, because I think the ticky-tacky game, playing out the back, that, you know, playing a goal kick across your own 6-yard box, I don't see that so much, you know, now. I don't see it. I only see Manchester City with £1 billion players, you know, getting it to the other end. I don't see it so much. I see Leicester changing the game, Leeds changing the game, Brentford changing the style of play.
And the more styles, the better, Budgie.
It's changing, Kev.
Yeah.
It's changing, and the referees have been giving their own. They're giving their own. That's play on.
Be more lenient. Yeah, go on, play on. Yeah,
play on.
It makes sense.
That is what the general public want, and I think everybody that watches this will agree with me.
Budgie.
They don't want people like Grealish flipping, falling down, you know, and faking injuries, and you know, and stuff like that. They don't want it, Kevin.
Budgie.
They don't want it.
Okay, Budgie, for you, who wins the Premier League? What's the top 4 of the Premier League this season? Just to finish.
Manchester United have got a great chance. I think Manchester United have got a great chance. I'd rather see Henderson in goal than De Gea, you know, because I think he's a better goalie. And then you've got Manchester City, because they've spent £1 billion.
And they probably buy Harry Kane, won't they? They'll probably get him.
Buy Harry Kane, which is a very good player, you know, and they've got a bench like you've never believed, you know. De Bruyne on the bloody bench, you know. I think Liverpool. I like to watch Liverpool play because they get the ball forward fast,
and they're aggressive.
They're aggressive, and they've got Van Dijk back, you know, which it was a big miss.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was a big miss. Liverpool, Manchester City. I don't think they'll win it. I think the referees, you know, this is another thing that gets me, you know. And Barcelona used to do it. Pep's brought it in. When the 2 fullbacks have gone forward for Manchester City, and you know they've got maybe 8 round the box. When they're getting counter-attacked, and this is professional, Kevin, and I would be telling the referee as I'm going out, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, out onto the field, I'll be saying, if we're going to counter-attack them and they foul us, deliberately foul us, because they do it all the time. It's a Pep Guardiola tactic.
Mm-hmm. Send
him off and book him. You know, because that is he's stopping a counter-attack by pulling me jersey or giving me a little foul. They're not dirty fouls.
They're just stopping the play, aren't they? So they can get back.
They're stopping us getting at them. You know, with the fullbacks are pushed up and there's a big holes in behind the fullback. When we are attacking, like Alfie Barnes is trying to run, you know, the ball through the middle, you know, like he does, then if he stops him, if he blocks him, you've seen it. It was a Barcelona tactic 10 years ago. Book him. And I'll be saying to the referee, if you don't book him, you're not doing your job. That's professional.
Yeah, true.
Is that professional?
That is.
That's professional. It's like you know the lad who blocked in the Arsenal the Arsenal game. You know, and the goalkeepers, he should be shouting at the referee. Referee, he's blocking me in.
Yeah, Leno should have been saying that. Yeah.
He should be screaming at him.
Yeah,
screaming at the referee.
But they don't, Budgie. But they don't.
Not when it's in the back of the net.
It's too late.
Too late.
Too late then.
You know, you have to be professional about this. You know, when the lad's picking the ball up and dusting it down, he knows he's going to. And, you know, it's referee, he's blocking me. That's professional.
Yeah, yeah.
Not when it's in the back of your net. Referee, he blocked me.
The referee's given the goal already. Yeah, it's not. But Budgie, thank you for your time. We're definitely going to do this again very soon. And you look after yourself, Budgie. You take care, my friend. And thanks for all your insight and your time.
Who said I'm your friend?
You're whose friend?
Whose friend? God dear lad. Whose friend?
Budgie, say goodbye to everybody watching, will ya? Say goodbye to everybody watching.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, love you lots. See ya. Ta-ra.